Hello YouTube, hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about the subject I would like to talk about is about what it feels like to be at the receiving end of a covert, passive aggressive personality disorder. In other words, a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath. And in my previous video, I talk about how I felt most of the time, or sometimes how I felt like bashing my head against the wall, how sometimes I'll feel like scratching and until my skin would fall off my body. I felt the need for my skin to just peel off. I never felt, at the time I never considered suicide, but certainly I had those extreme th thoughts that were really extreme, and those were just a way for me to, I was seeking relief. I was seeking relief from my mind, and just thoughts would just pop in my head, such as, bang your head against the wall, if only I could just get out of my body, if only I just felt so bad inside, I just felt so uncomfortable with my being inside myself, being inside my body, my skin, that I felt like, if only I felt the need, I just wanted to pull my skin off. This is absolutely crazy, completely incredible, and that just, now I realize it's just how my body, my mind was reacting to what was happening and to so many things I didn't understand. For instance, you have to understand that I don't drink. And when I say I don't drink, it happens maybe once every 2 years or once in a blue moon. And most of the time, I'll take just one glass of wine, which will last me the whole evening, or maybe two at the most. And usually I can't force myself to drink, to go beyond that limit, because I get sick, I feel ill before I get drunk. So I don't drink. So to a certain extent, I would like to think this is not as much as I could not consider myself a drinker of alcohol because of that, because of those few drinks I have once in a blue moon. And yet I found myself a couple of times going to a cinema and stopping at the bar and wanting to drink, trying to force myself to drink, just to alleviate the mental chaos, the chatter in my mind, just trying to stop my mind from going over and over and over the same scenes and the same scenes, the same things that were happening, and I just could not sort out in my mind. I just couldn't, and that created within me an extreme case of mental anguish, I guess you would call that. The situations I could not make sense of really was really hard for me to bear, and and I'll go into those something I never did. I never would consider, and here I was in those bars, just sitting there by myself and trying to drink, just because of that mental craziness, and not wanting to go back home, just not wanting to go back home. And Even twice, I can't remember exactly what caused that. I felt like running away and, taking my kids and just leaving. And then again, I will talk myself out of, every single time those extreme thoughts will pop into my head, I'll just talk myself out of them, because I would remind myself that, probably was making too much of a big deal out of those small incidents. uh Fair enough, my husband was just a little selfish, so, and stubborn, but that was not enough for me to feel the way I did. So I could not understand my responses and my emotions. It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is a man that never been violent with me. This is a man that never screamed at me. This is a man that, if there was a financial need of any kind for me and the children, we had access to money. And yet I was feeling drained, emotionally drained, exhausted. My energy level was always really, really low. I just felt battered, like I was battered, but yet he was not touching me. To this day, I still feel very much bruised. And now that I'm learning a little bit about, what I'm going through and my husband's pathology, my life starts to look a little bit like a mixture of Sleeping with the Enemy. If you've seen the movie with Julia Roberts back in the 90s, and a single white female. There's another, film as well back in the 90s that very much kind of described a little bit, kind of feels a little bit like what I'm going through or experiencing with my husband. And throw in a little bit of Dorian Gray. I saw one, actually, it's my daughter who actually, she's the one who introduced me to the story. Although I've heard of Dorian Gray a lot, passing every now and then, mentioned in different places, but I never took interested in it until she explained a little bit, and I thought, So I went onto the internet and Googled it, and there it was, and I sat down and watched the Dorian Gray, the one that's set in 1972, and I couldn't believe it, because this is exactly, and I do say exactly, what my husband does with my children, how he manipulates my children into misbehaving and cheating, lying, deceiving me, rebelling, and doing some, basically letting go of their reasoning ability, and doing what's right, and all that, and everything that goes with it. And this is what my life feels like. I will even go as far as that, you can throw in a little bit of What's Love's Got to Do with It about Tina Turner, but minus the beating, minus the verbal abuse, the constant verbal abuse and the shouting, minus all of that. It's still how I feel. It's still how an awful lot of things feels like. And it's the most amazing things to go through, really. But this is my story, really. This is why I've decided to join my voice to the voices of many others out there, and tell my side, tell my story, find some kind of comfort and relief as well. And this is it. Thank you.